Moses told them, just follow me in these commandments, and they gone stubborn.
What the commandment,
just
if
like
you
the
don't
story,
mind, Sheikh Kareem? What
like,
is the commandment?
Yes, just like the story of the cow, when he told them he found some man who was killed, and they said, Moses, we have a man got killed. Okay, Moses said, kill a cow, and they said, what kind of cow? Then he gone to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asked him what kind of cow. Then got back to them and he specified the cow. And they said, is it for grazing or is it for anything else? Then Moses got back again to have the knowledge. What kind of cow? Is it for grazing or is it for something else?
Okay.
And got back to them. So they were stubborn in these things. Whenever commandments they're given, they will be lacking in respecting these commandments.
Yeah, the story of the cow. This is what it's called, the chapter of the cow in chapter 2, right?
Yes.
All right. But in this story there, it says that Allah, he ordered Moses to slaughter a cow so he can hit somebody. He's dead. He was killed by a dagger, and that Allah, he bring people from death. So why Allah need a cow to bring somebody from death?
As a test for the Jews themselves.
How that is a test?
Will they? Yeah, it was a test for the Jews. Okay,
How?
You want to figure out why? Okay, you want to figure out who did the crimes? Do this thing, and the Jews starting to be, what kind of thing? Why do we have to do this? Okay, do it so you can have the knowledge of who killed this guy. And they got stubborn. What kind of cow? What is the color of the cow? Is it for grazing or something else? So if they kill the cow just at the moment when Moses told them, that's it. They will know who did it. But they kept stubborn.
Okay, I will go with you. I will go with you.
Yeah,
but as you see, the question the Jews they ask, it makes sense, because even Allah, he agree with them that there is certain details required for the cow. Because if this is a question is not valid, then Allah should say to them, who care? Just a cow. But as you see in verse number 71, Allah, he gave him a description for a specific kind of cow. So the Jews, they were right. Secondly, if the Jews, they did not reject, they did not say, no, how you can do that. They are saying what kind of a cow we should use. And then you are saying that Allah they want to find out who commit the crime. Can't Allah tell them who commit the crime without using a cow? Can't he resurrect, as an example, the Quran says that Jesus, he resurrect people from death. Correct?
By the permission.
No problem. No problem. Can't Allah give a permission to Moses to resurrect the person from death without using a cow? What the cow for?
That was, okay. I'm with you. Couldn't Allah can do this? And from the beginning, and from the instant they found the body, okay, who was killed him, and he could resurrect him and tell them who killed me? Yes, I'm with you. But it was a test for the Jews.
How that is a test?
Will they?
How that is a test?
And now I show you. Now, they came up to Moses saying, we found a dead man. Okay, Moses, I will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and come with the news. Then he goes, then he comes back. He said, kill a cow. And the Jews gone, well, a cow? What is a cow? What kind of cow? What is the color of a cow? They going stubborn with Moses. If you just kill the cow and Moses will tell you who killed him, that's it.
But as you see, my friend, as you see, Moses.
One minute, brother.
Go ahead.
If I could finish.
Go ahead,
Thank
sure.
you. If they did what they got been commanded, that's submitting themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's at the end of it. But they got stubborn. Okay, what kind of cow? What the color of the cow? Is it for grazing or something else? That stubbornness is what caused them to be away from the faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
All right. Okay, I got you. But as you see, Moses, he agree that there is, because he went to Allah, and Allah did not say, neither Moses says what kind of a question is question. So he just says, okay, you need to know. Okay, so Moses agree with them that he should know more information. But here, don't Allah knew what is in the mind of the people, that they would ask questions like this? Why he don't give Moses from the beginning? And that will make it a real test. Okay, go and get a cow, have such a description. If the Jews refuse, then and why even Moses need them to get a cow? He can get a cow. Can't he get a cow? I mean, it's a cow. We are not asking for like something coming from the sky. It's just a cow. Moses can go and get a cow, and he slaughtered the cow, and he beat the guy with what? I mean, what this is drama is for? If all of it is just a cow, you tell me go and get a cow. Okay, I will go. There's a market. You know, old days is very simple for buying animals, not like now. Now you cannot go in the store and buy a cow. But in the old days, it's just you go to your neighbor and you buy a cow if you don't have one. So why all this drama for? And why Allah, he is saying in the verse, if you say with me, it says, and this is how Allah, he resurrect people from death. This is how Allah, he do it. That's mean, as I understand it, that this is how Allah resurrect people from death in the judgment day too. He will use cows. It sounds like, you know, I mean, if a Hindu, he says to me, cow is going to be used to resurrect people from death, I say is a Hindu. But we are talking about Moses. What is the connection between, is there a special power with the cow and the God of Islam?
Nice. Okay, making it that no one can resurrect only by the cows, this is not been said by any Muslim scholar, not so any. It was a test. That's why I showed you. If they are truth about knowing the death, okay, I'm gonna let you know by my conditions, Allah's conditions. Kill a cow. And they said, what kind of cow? Now, at that moment, if they killed any cow, it should be suffice and got all over with the thing. But Allah knows what's in their hearts is stubbornness. They were stubborn and they were blaspheming against Moses so many times. They complained about Moses. So that was a test and they failed the test. Yes.
I see. But if there is any prophet in history, the God of Islam gave him the option to use a cow to resurrect people from death?
No, only for that incident.
Only Moses. But if you read with me here, it says, كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ الْمَوْتَى. And this is how Allah, he resurrects people from death.
Okay, let's go. كَذَلِكَ اللَّهُ يُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. In the same verse.
Yeah.
Okay. كَذَلِكَ اللَّهُ يُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى, the one who was on the same incident.
No, but he is confirming that Allah, he used cows to resurrect people from death. It says, this is how Allah, he resurrect people from death. So the way for Allah to resurrect people from death is cow.
It doesn't say that.
It's in front of you.
There is no, okay, now I'm saying there is no verse besides this verse, which is close to the incident, that people will be resurrected by throwing cow meat on them. It does not say that. It was about the incident. That's the miracle happened. وَكَذَلِكَ اللَّهُ يُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. That it wasn't about the holy cow. It wasn't something holy in it. It was a condition for the test, and then the miracle happened by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
All right, my friend.
Yes.
That's fine. I want to ask you, the whole point of this is to discover a crime and the mystery of a crime, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your prophet was accused that he stole a piece of clothing. And the one who accused him, it was the companion of Allah, prophet. And I think you know what I'm talking about. So
can you bring the hadith?
Yeah. Actually, this is not a hadith. This is a Quran.
Oh. A verse. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bring the verse.
Chapter 3, verse number 161, where the prophet, he took a piece of a cloth, which is from the booty, and a bunch of companion of Prophet Muhammad. They accused him that he stole it, and then Allah wanted to defend him. So he said, it's not for a prophet to steal.
Okay, I'm going to open the verse that you mentioned. Surah An-Nisa. It is Surah An-Nisa, correct?
No, chapter 3, verse 161.
Chapter 3 is going to be Al-Imran. Sorry.
Yeah.
Al-Imran verse, if I may.
161.
161. Okay. Okay. It's about the guess and the conjecture that the companion said. ونزلت وما كان لنبي أن يغل ومن يغلل يأتي بما غل يوم القيامة ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون. ونزلت لما فقدت قطيفة حمراء يوم أحد فقال بعض الناس in conjecture not confirming لعل النبي أخذها. Then the verse have been said that it's not the Nabi that who took it, confirming that he didn't took it.
All right.
That doesn't mean that the Nabi took it and they had the conjecture and then he returned it. Doesn't mean that. It's erasing, denying that what they thought of. ونزلت لما فقدت قطيفة الحمراء يوم أحد فقال بعض الناس لعل, you see there is a conjecture, لعل النبي أخذها وما كان وما ينبغي لنبي أن يغول confirm from Allah.
What يغول mean? يغول mean to steal, right?
Yes. I know, brother, but
okay.
Let me get it in the same context so that you can understand me. لعل النبي أخذها in conjecture وما كان ما ينبغي. Allah is confirming that it shouldn't be for a prophet that he can take something out of war. Yaghul is the riches of the war that you.
No, Yaghul mean to steal. Yaghul mean to steal.
I know. Yeah, but what happened back then? It was a war. Then they left their goods, and the prophet and the companions gonna take these goods. And they thought that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he took something. We think so. That's why it said لعل النبي لعل. It's not confirming. It's a conjecture thing. وما كان لنبي أن يغل. There wasn't for a Nabi, for a prophet, that he takes or steals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala denying that a prophet will make that steal.
All right.
يخون في الغنيمة فلا تظنوا به ذلك. I do not believe that who some of you have said that in conjecture, he didn't take it. So that confirms the denying of Allah of this stealing.
Wonderful.
And it was in conjecture, not in confirming way. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the reason actually I mentioned this to you, because in the case of Moses, when the guy got killed, Allah was willing only to resurrect a person from death so they can find who is the criminal. Why Allah don't do the same in the case of your prophet? Because if you read the verse with me, the verse actually confirms many things. Confirm that Allah do not know who took it. The verse did not prove that Muhammad did not take it. And the verse, it might be made by Muhammad himself, because now it says it's not for a prophet to do something like this. But who is the one who took it? If Allah is God, and he is all-knowing, all what he need to say, well, you know what? Go to the house of etc. person, go to his drawer, go to the room, etc., and you will find the piece of clothing missing there. So Allah, he failed to find the thief. He failed to prove that Muhammad is not guilty. And actually, and this is mean Muhammad is not a prophet, because how Moses, his God, according to your story, was able to resurrect a person from death just to find a criminal. But here we have a criminal, and this is a bigger crime actually, because you are accusing a prophet of God to be a thief. Correct? This is a bigger crime than a crime just against me or you. We are saying a prophet of God is a criminal, he is stealing and he is betraying, and you are the one who used in Arabic the word yakhun, khana, right? So in the tafsir you did read, I heard you. So they accuse him to be betraying them. So this is a bigger crime. So why Allah did not say, okay, you know what? I will do what I did with Moses. Moses is not better than Muhammad. I will do a favor to Muhammad and show them that Muhammad is not a thief. So why Allah could not tell us? And until now we do not know who is the one who took that piece of clothing. So what the point of this verse? Nothing. How we know that this verse is not made by Muhammad himself?
Okay. Now we can open a lot of chapters in the Quran that Muhammad didn't know about, and it is in the Quran. That's a subject for other time.
Yeah, but this is different. What I'm saying to you, how we know that this is not from Muhammad just to make himself clean, saying Allah says it's not me. But shouldn't Allah say who is the one who took it?
Okay. Now what it says, وَمَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَن يَغُولَ, and it wasn't for a prophet that he steals. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to the companions that they had the conjecture, questioning the conjecture itself. Since you companions believe he's a prophet and you believe in that, وَمَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَنْ يَغُولَ. Since you believe he's a prophet and he believe he's a Nabi, then you shouldn't think of that because you already believe he's a Nabi. وَمَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ. Just 1 minute, brother.
No problem.
وَمَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَنْ يَغُولَ. Since you believe he's a prophet, how dare you? How could you consider in a conjecture that he stole? So it is for the companions that how dare you? How could you believe such a thing? And while you believe he's a prophet, it's going to the companions more than okay. We have to call, but this is the guy and this is who done it, because it could be not anyone who stole it. It could be missed. It could be lost. So that's why it can be lost. So there is no one stole it.
Yeah,
So
but this is a very good answer. Actually, I like what
yeah.
you said. You just
Yes.
said it could be that it's not Muhammad who stole it. It could be, but it could be it is Muhammad who stole it. So now the verse in front of us, you are assuming because you are a believer that okay, Allah he said, so Muhammad is not the one who took it. But if the one is talking is Allah, shouldn't Allah say to us to clear Muhammad with no doubt that he is not him who took it? Is it hard for Allah to mention a name of a person so we can find him, we can punish him, and nobody will accuse the prophet? Because as you see now, 1400 years after, and I am asking you, what is the proof that it is not Muhammad? You give me a verse saying it is not for a prophet to do that. But who said first he's a prophet? He claimed to be so. Secondly, who said that this is God talking to him? He claimed to be so. And now if I go to the court, Mr. Kareem, and if you are a judge and I'm accused to be a thief, and then I say to you, my God told me to tell you there is no way for a Christian prince to be a thief, you will laugh at me. Do you agree? You will say this is not a, you say what, this is not the proof. I say to you, my God told me to tell you, and here we go a verse from me, which is God gave me, Christian prince is not for a Christian prince to steal. How that can clarify an issue like this? What is the evidence? So how come in the case of Moses, and you are the one who mentioned it, in the case of Moses, Allah he describe a cow, bring the cow, slaughter the cow, it have to be specific kind of cow, beat the guy come back from death, he speak for a few minutes, and then he die. He just told them the name of the guy who killed him, and he died. Here, the story is very simple. A person, he took a piece of a clothing. Allah and Muhammad, they fail to clear the reputation of Muhammad, for until now we do not know who took the piece of a clothing. What do you think?
Nice. So is there the verse? Is there the confirmation someone stole?
As I said, the verse says it's not for a prophet to do so. It's not for a prophet. But what is the proof?
Thank you.
What is the proof?
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So the verse doesn't state someone stole, and it wasn't Muhammad, and there shouldn't the prophet steal. It wasn't that. It was missing. تفسير الجلالين ونزلت هذه الآية نزلت لما فقدت قطيفة حمراء. The red clothing.
Okay.
When it got missing, some of the فقال بعض الناس لعل, even conjecture, not confirming, لعل النبي أخذها. So Allah directs his speech to the companions, since you companions believe he was a prophet. ما كان النبي أن يغول. It wasn't for a prophet, for a Nabi, that he steals. So it is hitting the conjecture more than that Muhammad is not he's the culprit. So it was lost, not in the sense of stole. Someone stole.
Yeah, but
you see what I mean?
But here what I'm saying, look, I understand that you are a believer and you are trying to convince me of what, but you are repeating the same thing. Remember, first of all, we are talking about a piece of clothing, and then we have God who created this whole universe is involved now. Shouldn't Muhammad, first of all, have no companion? I mean, what kind of companions? They accuse their prophet, the best man of them, that he steal. You see, imagine if Peter accused Jesus that he is a thief, Imagine that John accused Jesus that he steal a piece of a clothing. Imagine that any of the disciples of Jesus, they accused Jesus he stole iPhone. That will be a very horrible thing, because if the companion accusing their best man to be a thief, then we need to ask ourselves what kind of a group they are, and why the prophet was even a suspicious person by his own followers. Those are not the Jews, those are not the Christians, those are not the enemies, those are the companions who just came with him from war, accusing their best leader to be a thief. And I don't want to be offending you, but it appears like all of them, they are thieves, and now they are fighting over a theft. And now the God of Muhammad, he failed to prove that Muhammad is not a clear, and all what Muhammad he came to us with, Allah told me, it's not for a prophet to steal. Let me ask you, is it okay for a prophet to lie?
Okay, can I address what you just said before the question? Thank you. So you say there was an accusation. Can you find that accusation in the tafsir?
You just told me the accusation. No need. That's it. I agree with you.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you what.
No, actually, I agree with you. No problem. I know all the tafsir. But
yeah, nice.
But doesn't change. But doesn't change anything. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm going to tell you why it does change a lot of
all
things.
Right.
Does this switch to other front of the camera? Can I switch it?
If you want, you can tell me what interpretation you want, and I can. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's tafsir. Okay, let me get
الجلالين. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in تفسير الجلالين.
Yeah.
ونزلت لما فقدت قافية الحمراء يوم أحد. فقال بعض الناس. Someone have said. لعل. So لعل is seen as an accusation. Accusation will be the prophet took it. But لعل is might be. So there's a difference between an accusation and a conjecture. And in the bounties of war, Prophet Muhammad there is a percentage for him, and there is a percentage for the Muslims. It will be divided between them, and Muhammad does have a percentage for him from the goods of the war. So they saying maybe Muhammad took it for his percentage.
Yeah, let me. I have a Jalalain. Just to switch the camera to yourself. I have a Jalalain in front of me. It says ونزلت لما فقدت قطيفة حمراء يوم أحد فقال بعض الناس لعل النبي أخذها وما كان ما ينبغي لنبي أن يخون الغنيمة. But that will not change anything. The Nas are the people of Muhammad.
Brother, فلا تظنوا. So the difference between conjecture and accusation.
Yeah, so my friend, this is the tafsir. The tafsir accused already says it is the prophet, maybe the prophet he took it. So the Muslim, they put in their mind that it's highly possible that Muhammad is the one who took it. They did not say there's no way. And as you see, the story became so serious to the point Allah himself is involving in the story.
Yes.
Right.
Addressing who? Addressing who in the verse?
Addressing you.
No, addressing the companions. وما كان لنبي أن يغول.
Exactly, addressing you. I mean, addressing you, the Muslims, the companion. But that's mean the companion is the one is accusing the prophet to be a thief. If you say to me, they are not confirming, or what you are saying to me, they are not confirming that he is. For sure, they did not see him. But the question is, what kind of companion, even they will think for a second that their prophet, he will betray them and he will steal. Why do you think about him in such a way?
Thank you. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. It is addressing the companions. You already believe he's a prophet. And it doesn't fit a prophet to steal. How dare you to think of that? So was addressing the companions more than making Muhammad, no, he didn't steal, this is the culprit.
Yeah. Yeah, so but still you are not, my friend, you are not answering, you are just agreeing with me. It's not for a prophet to steal. Who is the one who accused him, saying maybe the prophet stole it? You know, even your tafsir saying yakhun, you know, I have a Jalani. You do not need to show me, by the way. I have Jalani in front of me. You can switch the camera to yourself.
It is there. It is there. No,
yeah,
it is
I can see it.
But
Here we go. I can put it for you. I can give you the link too. I have the link.
It is here.
My friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it says Yakhun.
So
the companion
yes.
accusing their prophet that he betrayed them. This is a very ugly accusation from somebody believing Allah and His Messenger, and that this is telling us that those believers, they are not a high quality people. Because what kind of people accuse, like now, Kareem, let us say you are with your prophet. Are you going to think for a second, and there's something missing in your house, are you going to think for a second that the one who took it is your prophet? Be honest with me.
Brother, before we head to that, is there a difference between accusation and conjecture?
Doesn't matter. They thought about him as a possible suspect. He is a possible suspect.
Brother, why do I say that? Because there is a difference between Muhammad took it, then accuse him, and the accusement is not in the Tafsir Jalalain even. فقال بعض الناس لعل, it might be, and Muhammad already has a percentage in the bounties of war.
Why Muhammad he have a percentage of the bounty of war?
Because he's a prophet.
So what if he's a prophet?
He's the one who he's the one who splits. Yeah, he's the one who splits the bounty of war between Muslims and him.
How much?
Because he's a prophet.
How much?
There is a percentage. I don't recall the percentage.
Al-khumsu lillahi wa rasuluh.
Nice. The bounties of war. I think the bounties of war.
So how you not? Come on, my friend. Come here. You know. So why Muhammad will take the fifth? Yeah. Isn't it? This is too much.
Nice. So the prophet. No, it's not about too much. What is the fifth? It's nothing. The fifth.
What do you mean? From every $5, he would take $1. So if we go to war and we are 10,000 soldiers and we make 100,000 soldier, that's mean every soldier of them he will get $10. You know, if we make a 100, every soldier would take $10. After Muhammad, he take his percentage. So the fifth of 100,000 is $20,000. So the prophet will take $20,000 and I will take $10. Okay. Actually, it will not be even 10. It will be not even 7.
What is the problem with that? What is the problem with that?
Well, that's mean Muhammad, he favored himself upon others and he think he is coming from different galaxies. So what if you are a prophet? Aren't you a Muslim like everybody? Right. So why you will take, and not only that, Muhammad, he don't even go to war. He stay home and they go to war and they are the one who die for the sake of the booty. And then, he watched from far distance.
Didn't Muhammad participate
he don't war. He don't fight. Okay, show me the proof that Muhammad was involved in that war where they are fighting.
Brother, didn't Muhammad? So you're looking at our hadith right now. Didn't Muhammad ﷺ was in Badr, in the battle of Badr?
And what he did in Badr, he was watching.
And they,
somebody throw a rock at him and broke his teeth.
Wait for me, brother.
Okay.
Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he participated in Badr and they won, and they participated in Uhud and they lost.
Give me a name of a person he killed in Badr.
It's full in the hadith, brother.
I will go with you. I did serve in the army, my friend. I did serve in the army myself. Is that,
brother, it's back and forth.
Is that
we
legitimate?
Don't cut each other.
No problem. Is that legitimate? That you will take $20,000 and the soldier who is like you risking his life, he will take less than $7? Is it equal like $7 to $20,000?
Yeah, let's go to the army. You are an army man, right? You were a soldier?
Yeah, I was in the army.
You were a soldier. You were a sergeant?
No, because I am, like I have a degree, so you have ranks different. Anyway.
Different ranks. As your salary is the same as the commander.
Yeah, but we are talking about the booty.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
Why? Because the commander is the one who leads, is the one who gets everyone ready, and he's the one who gets everyone in line.
The commander, maybe his salary is twice more than me. Twice more than me. Twice.
If I may finish. Okay. If I may finish. The commander is the one who's responsible for the loss, for the win. So the commander takes most of the things, the khums. And why is that? Because he is the one who's gonna be responsible for losing or winning. He's the one who leaded everyone. He fought battle with against the mushrik.
Okay.
And there's another thing. If Muhammad SAW didn't have that income, shouldn't he go grazing animals and being a shepherd and being going the markets asking to buy things and trade?
Well,
so that income made him sufficient to spread Islam and have his whole time for the Muslims.
Okay. So
for their questions, for their
yeah. So you are saying to me that a soldier who is a Muslim, it is sufficient for him to take a salary of $7, but the Prophet, it's not sufficient to him to accept less than $20,000 because the soldier too, he is a full-time soldier. He is fighting for him, risking his life. So if Muhammad is a prophet full-time, that guy is a soldier dying full-time too, and then he have a family too, and he have kids, and Muhammad don't have kids. Muhammad, obviously he gets so rich, he's so wealthy, to the point he have 13 houses, and every house have many servants and slaves. So Muhammad, he favor himself, and the reason I'm trying to say to you, because all false leaders, they favor themselves in two things, major things: money and sex. And I want to ask you straight a question, my friend. And by the way, you are a nice person. I really welcome you. I'm so happy to have you. And please don't be offended. Don't be offended of what I'm saying to you. But this is my belief. All right. So cult leaders, they favor themselves always in sex and money, and they want from their followers two things: sex and money. So they will have a privilege in the money, and they will have a privilege in sex. Do you agree with me that Muhammad, he have a privilege in both?
Okay, let's go by that. So Muhammad marriages were 9, and the most 13. Of the marriages 13, and no, 9 wives. 13. Not 13, brother. 13. No, 9 wives.
Yeah, you can count them for you.
Go back and study it. He had 9 wives.
I'm sure you can check it yourself too.
I already checked, brother. Okay. Besides the number, it's okay. So most of his marriages were coalitions between the tribes. That he married the daughter of that tribe, and he married the daughter of this tribe. It was the only one, Aisha, was the youngest of them that he married. So if he was looking for, just as you said, intercourse, or he wanted so much women, shouldn't he busy his women all as young as he wants? And he didn't do that because they were old. They were old as him, or older than him even. His first wife, Khadija, was older than him. Why didn't he ask for a younger wife? His marriages was a coalition to have the Arabs between them and have a big, strong coalition by ansab. I have a nasab over that tribe. They will make me victorious. They will defend me. That's why he had so much women, but only one is young.
That's a very good point, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now let's go.
But let me stop here. Let me stop. No, just we will continue. I promise you. I will continue.
Okay.
But you just say it.
But I have a point on you.
Okay, go ahead.
I really do have a point.
Okay.
Now, the Christian Crusaders and the king is above this army, and he goes in vain. Does the king of the Crusaders take less money than the soldier?
All right. So what you said to me, that your prophet, he used women in order to conquer. I will answer about the Crusaders. I will answer.
Okay.
But one by one. So you are saying to me that your prophet is a bad person. He used women to be victorious. It's not Allah is in his side.
Is that bad?
Yeah, because if he is, you just said to me, everybody heard you. The prophet, he married women so he can be victorious. So they will join him. So if he is a prophet of Allah and Allah is in his side, who need a woman to make him victorious unless this person, he is just using women? You just said, not me. He did not marry them to marry them. He did not marry them to even have sex with them. He married them so he can have victory and he can have more supporters. So now I'm going to marry the daughter of my neighbor because he have maybe 1,000 sons. So now if I have a war, they will join me. And then I marry the other neighbor. He have 2,000 sons. So now I have more sons. And now I will marry the neighbors from the different city. So now I'm using women. I'm not marrying them. I'm using and abusing the word marriage. So you just said that your prophet, he don't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
He believe in abuse and use of people who don't really care for them. All what he care for is to accomplish himself to be victorious. Secondly,
Nice.
when a
Nice.
prophet
Okay,
of
keep
God,
going.
when a prophet of God, he is going to go to war, is he granted victory by God or by the women he married from? When
Nice.
he grant victory to Moses, was that because Moses marrying 10, 20 women, or because Moses he was granted victory for his people over the Pharaoh? Did
Okay, nice.
did any of the prophets of God before Muhammad try to
Okay,
marry
now
women in
just
order
one,
to receive victory?
brother. You addressed a lot of points, so I need to stop you now.
All right,
You addressed a lot of points.
go ahead.
Now I need to understand when I said coalitions, did you understand that? Coalitions.
Tell me, what is it?
That the head of the tribes, the head of this tribe, I'm marrying his daughter, so I can spread Islam and have a coalition. When Muhammad ﷺ started his da'wah in Islam, he was a one man. Then he has a second, Abu Bakr. Then by time they gone further. And then by winning coalitions and marrying the head of the tribes,
Name for me one.
marrying
Name for me one.
the daughters, just one minute, brother. Marrying the daughters of the head tribes, it will make him stronger. And it was stronger for him.
All right.
And it made him win wars. So it's not something that is bad. No, he's the coalition. That's good for Islam. They become Muslims. He had the coalition. He had soldiers to defend Islam.
No problem.
That is
So now if I am
just one minute. There is another point. There's another point. Now I'm just a view on this thing. The other thing you just said that Moses didn't marry. How many wives did Moses have?
You tell me how many.
Not considered. Thank you.
How many?
But what was one of them?
No, tell me how many.
Shu'aib.
Did he marry women to go for war?
Then did he have a lot of wives? He did.
How many? Tell me. No, I don't know. You tell me. I'm learning from you.
Okay. He had a wife from the Prophet Shu'aib. You know Shu'aib?
Where do you get this from?
Yeah, this is the Quran.
Okay.
That he married.
Who care about the Quran?
Daughter of the Prophet.
Okay.
And that
Hold on. Even if you say so, did Moses use women to accomplish a mission?
Brother, just let me finish. And I'm still, there is another point that you just say, and I didn't finish it even. Back then, Moses did have the Jews, and they were going to support him, and they believed he's a prophet, and they did not support him when he gone to the Canaanites.
The Palestinian.
And he told them, let's go.
The Palestinian.
Yes,
yeah, your God is the one who ordered Moses to kill the Palestinian.
No, the Jerusalem was occupied by the Canaanites, and Moses was
Well, those are the Palestinian.
Yeah, wait for me, brother.
Okay.
Wait for me.
Yeah.
They were called Canaanites, Can'aniyun.
Okay.
That was their name.
Those are the
then.
Palestinian.
Can'aniyun. That was the name for them back then.
Okay.
So he took the Jews and he said, "Okay, we're gonna fight. We're gonna have a war." What did the Jews say? We're not gonna be in war. Why? Okay, go you and your God and free the Jerusalem. We're not gonna be with you. So that's why they took like another 4 years be in the desert of Sinai because they didn't fight the Canaanites.
Because they refused to kill the Palestinians.
Not Palestinians, Canaanites, the giants.
You just said at that time they called them Canaanite. You just said that. Okay.
What's the name Palestine back then at Moses?
Okay, so you are agreeing that in the time of Moses there was no Palestinian there.
Was the name Palestinians back at Moses?
I'm asking you. In the time of Moses, the Palestinians were exist or not?
I'm telling you, they were called Canaanites, and you can find it in your.
So when you call them Canaanite, you are talking about Palestinians still.
Brother, there was a time they didn't call them Palestinians.
I don't care. This is the question. This is the question. I'm asking you. Is the Canaanite is the same as the Palestinians? Are they?
No, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, they were called Canaanites. You're not limiting me. Oh, you should call them Palestinians. I'm sticking with your book. They call them Canaanites.
I'm asking
That's
you.
why.
I'm asking you as a Muslim. You are the Sheikh, not me. According to your knowledge, is the Canaanite is the same as the Palestinian? Yes or no?
As the same?
Yeah. Are
In
they the
your
same?
book, they weren't called Palestinians, brother. In your book, they weren't called Palestinians. So when
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
wait,
Are they the
let me
same
answer.
people? Are the
Let me
Palestinians?
answer, brother. Just what if I could take 1 minute? If they were called Palestinians back then, that the book will reveal they were Palestinians. But what they are names back in that time, Canaanites, Al-Canaaniyun.
Okay.
So I'm going straight with your book.
Right.
I'm not going for anything else.
Okay, that's wonderful. But look what happened now.
Brother.
Okay.
Because your book is what you believe in. That's what I'm bringing from your own book. Yes.
Okay, but what does this story have to do with my question? I ask you, did any prophet he use women to have victory? When I said Moses, I said, did Moses use women to have victory over the Pharaoh or any of his enemies? Did any prophet he did marry 1,000 women in order to make victory? In Islam only, we find stories which is very funny and very weird. As an example, according to your prophet, there is a guy, he is a Jew, and he decided to to sleep with 100 women. So in the morning he will have 100 kids, and then they will go and do jihad. So you see, this logic only work with Muslims. So my question is for you, when you said to me that the prophet did not marry women for the sake of marrying women, he married women for the sake of establishing Islam. And this is your words, establishing Islam. So Islam established not by a decent person, established by a person who played politics, play games of politics, like kings in this time, you know, or in the old days. I will marry the daughter of this king so we can join against that king, and now because we became relative. That's what you said to me. But where is the God of Islam in this story? That's mean Muhammad, he had victory because of his plans, not because of Allah granting him victory. And thank you very much for confirming that. That's mean Muhammad is a false prophet.
Okay, you're taking my words and you use them against me.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what led me. Okay, just don't cut me, brother, if I may. You're the one who said in the first beginning, the cult leaders, they want money, they want women. That's why they go for women and money. Then I told you and I showed you the Muhammad ﷺ, when he married the 9 women, some of them and a lot of them were coalition. I married this daughter of this head the tribe and this one. They will become Muslims, they will be close to me, and they will fight with me. So I need you to bring something. No, that is bad. How could Muhammad do that? And I showed you. Most of his marriages was a coalition to grasp the other tribes with him to make Islam victorious. You grab that, oh, this was bad. So your sense, it's your thinking, your misunderstanding. That's for you. For us Arab, no, that's a great thing to do.
Well, I am an Arab too. I am an Arab too, not only you. I am an Arab, and I'm an Arab more than you.
Where are you from,
so
brother?
my friend,
where are you from?
My friend,
from?
no need to know where I'm from. I'm asking
where
you.
Are you from?
I am an Arab. I am an Arab.
Yeah, where are you from?
An Arab.
I'm from Kuwait. Where
no
are you from?
problem. Maybe your neighbor. Maybe. I'm asking you. I will not say. Forgive me. I will not say. I'm asking you.
I'm from the Arabian Peninsula.
When you say you are an Arab, and this is for the Arab is an honor, are you saying?
Yes.
You have no problem if somebody, with my respect to your family, marry your daughter just to use her to get a job. Let us say you are a prince of Kuwait.
Job?
Let us say you are a prince of Kuwait. And now there is a person, he want to marry your daughter because she's your daughter. You are the prince. And now if he marry your daughter, he will have a power. He will have authority. So are you okay with somebody using your daughter? He's not marrying her because he loves her, not because he respects her, just because he want to use her. Are you supporting such a thing? With my respect to your daughter, if you have any.
Are you saying? Okay, I get your point. Are you saying Muhammad ﷺ married the wives for just he didn't love them?
This is what you say, not me. You said to me,
no,
he married them for coalition.
You assume that.
No, my friend.
Yes, it was. It was a coalition. It was a big coalition.
Okay.
But did Muhammad love them or not? Can you prove that?
All right. Well, we have tons of proof. Your prophet, he liked only one woman. Her name is Aisha.
Bring me one proof that Muhammad didn't love his woman.
No problem. You never heard of Muhammad and the wives of Muhammad complain about him being injustice? When he favor Aisha in the gifts, all the gifts, they go to the house of Aisha. So they send even his daughter Fatima.
I didn't say favoring. I said naming one he didn't love.
Well, obviously he did not love any of them, because if you don't treat them equal.
Your proof. What is your proof?
Hold on. Isn't it the Quran says that if you want to
Your
marry,
proof, brother,
here is the proof. The proof that his wives, they go against him and they are so upset, and all what they are asking him, can you be, please, justice? They are not asking him to favor any. They are saying to him, can you be justice? So when you say to me now, you are agreeing, obviously, that Muhammad, he favor Aisha.
Our discussion, our last statement from you, I told you, bring me one he didn't love, didn't favor, didn't love.
Well, did he threaten Sauda to divorce her?
You don't have that.
Okay.
You don't have that, brother.
All right, let's go to the Quran then. Isn't it? This is your Quran, my friend. This is your Quran, my friend. This is your Quran.
Can we? You didn't bring a proof for that.
Okay.
Can we acknowledge that?
I will give you proof. Here we go. I will go to the Quran. I will not even use hadith.
Go.
I will use the Quran. Okay, here we go. So your prophet, he stopped going to the house of Sauda. Why? Because now she is not beautiful, and now he like the young ones as usual.
Can you bring a verse?
In chapter 4, verse number 128.
An-Nisa. It will be An-Nisa, verse
128.
128. Go. Go, brother.
Go ahead, tell me what this story is about.
Now, you are made the accusation, so tell us.
You can read the interpretation of Al-Jalalain, Al-Qurtubi, Al-Tabari, whatever you want. Chapter 4, verse number 128 is about Sauda, specifically about Sauda. And then Muhammad, Aisha, because Aisha is in control, he is not being just between the wives. Aisha, she told Sauda, I can let him stay, keep you as a wife, if you agree to give me your day. So she blackmailed her, poor woman, she is old, and now she is going to be thrown in the street just because she is old. And you are the one who said to me that the prophet, he married women in order to do and make a coalition. Was Sauda is part of the coalition, and now we used her, and now it's time to throw her in the street?
Okay, the coalition thing I told you, when you said, he lusts for women, every leader, every cult leader lusts for money and women.
Yeah.
Then I told you it was a coalition. And then you told me he didn't love them. And I told you, bring a proof he didn't love them. So, brother, you're escaping so many times that you're not honest with me.
You see,
every time
I said you want your women. I said,
brother, 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute, brother. Every time I refute you, you jump to another thing. I'm refuting you every time. Now, let's go for this first. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. سورة نساء verse 128. وإن امرأة خافت من بعلها نشوزا أو إعراضا